Hello folks, Chris Johnson here. I'm in New Jersey for another episode of Plant Sales Right Now. Over the past week or so, we've seen a lot going on in New Jersey, and I'm here to give you the summary of what occurred. In front of me right here is the list of accusations and fines and penalties given out to Plant Sale players and staff following the investigation, which is now being called the Watercake Incident. It all started with a photo of Edward Scissorhands smoking marijuana, and it led into an investigation against Nevercracker and the Plant Sales organization. This is what the fines and penalties are, as we've seen, handed out by the Old Kentucky League and Commissioner Ulysses Everett McGill. Nevercracker, Plant Sale GM and owner, is fined $750,000. Edward Scissorhands was stated in here to be fined upwards to $10,000 for involvement with cocaine during the team's most recent basketball season. I've heard from sources that his final amount of fine is $50,000. Tim Allen was fined $20,000 and suspended for the first 2 games of the next basketball season. He was fined for an incident that occurred about a year ago with the baseball when he walked out. So, Old Kentucky League, I think they made a huge mistake right there. Too Tall Grizzly fined $50,000 for his outbursts towards other teams and the fans. One of the larger, besides Nevercracker, the other large kind of fine was the fine against Draco Malfoy and Sheriff Woody. We've known they drink alcohol, and they are punished for it, each receiving a $75,000 fine. Lastly, Razonartis and Pontiac, also known as Feet, was fined $100,000 for a combination of broken hoops and trash talking. Of course, he went on to whip out his wallet and just pay it up right there. He's a rich man, he directs movies. Another note, Max Goof was not fined for his smoking incident, as it was just a cigar and he had an arrest in a few moments. But now we had Sheriff Woody on the phone earlier for his thoughts on the fines.
You know, I knew this was coming eventually. Drinking is just something terrible to be involved in, and eventually I knew they would crack down. I'm just going to take the fine and go on with my life, you know. And about the suspension, you know, it's 1 game. I think I'll live. Some of the other consequences laid down on other players, I think, is a little brutal. I'm definitely not supporting of that. But I'm not really going to get into it much more than that. Final note, though, fans of mine out there, my book will be shorter than expected, and I haven't made any progress on the book over the last week or so.
You may have heard Woody state his suspension, and for more clarification, Sheriff Woody was suspended for 1 game of the next sports season, which is most likely going to be a basketball season. He was suspended for his drinking of alcohol in a previous interview. You can find that interview on YouTube, but I've seen it before, and I know he's drinking in that. He's been suspended 1 game. I mean, they're really cracking down now. Other than that, there's an update. Many of you are expecting a meeting between Edward Scissorhands and the Plant Sales on Tuesday. Well, the meeting did happen. The results, like the summary of the results, have not been released yet, and we know they'll probably be released tomorrow. Lastly, I just like to state my opinion on the matter, and I really disagree with a lot of the action taken by the Old Kentucky League. Major fines. Biggest thing I'm going off on here is is Tim Allen. That happened so long ago. It was out of the back of every plant sales mind, and they bring it back up. That, in my is probably the worst mistake this league has ever made. Some of those fines to these players were absolutely brutal, and it's not good. I'm hoping that the league can bounce back, because this was just horrific. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't fine Captain for dying. That's the way the thing went. But tough break for the Cells. They'll bounce back hopefully in the next basketball season. But other than that, that's it from us here. Have a good day.